a bunch of niggas running around the ghetto and give out free flu shots. Now follow me on this. They cause a panic. And as a result, people line up all over the country and get the flu shot. And when they get the flu shot, they take away the flu. Now how did they do it? First of all, it was dropping the flus from chemtrails, from the planes. So the flu was coming from the planes. Then people was coming down with the flu. They was getting the flu shot, but the flu shot, once you got the flu, the damn flu shot don't even work. The flu shot is a vaccine that's supposed to keep you from getting the flu. And it don't work after the first 2 weeks in October. So why would they, that's about like everybody gave blood for 9/11. We still don't know what the fuck that was about. Everybody gave blood for 9/11. And nobody's, and they didn't have anybody survive 9/11. They didn't have no bodies. Past that Wednesday, they didn't have nobody. I was up there and my ex-girlfriend Kimberly, who's the psychic for me now, was like, I was up in her crib because I got stuck in New York, and her sister's a nurse, and I said, well, you're going to be on call for those. She said, I'm going to be gone for a damn near week. So she started coming home. She came home Tuesday, she came home Wednesday. I said, well, what the hell you doing home? She said, ain't no bodies. Everybody who didn't get out of there is dead. So what the hell are they doing giving blood? So here it is, they got a flu shot that number one don't work after the first 2 weeks in October. And it don't work after you get the flu. But yet they got people with flu vaccines so much that they ran out this year. Now follow me on this. The first thing is this. I got a tape that I started doing, and I don't know, I might have talked about it a little bit when I came here in Houston. Last year when I said, I might have talked about it in Houston, but I know I talked about it in December. I think I talked about it in the December lecture in Atlanta. It was December 2002 in Atlanta. And I said in the tape, I said that there's something that's inside of black people's kidneys. It's like some type of ancient, aquatic, or some type of, you know how you have some type of alien type organism that was here before the earth was formed, and based on water, this thing can open up. I talked about this. Now follow me on this. It's in the tapes. Did I talk about that when I came to Houston too?
Talked about that too.
Okay, right. And I said it was something in the kidneys. Now when you get the Greek myths, Robert Graves' Greek myths, and you get Carl Carini's book, The Gods of the Greeks. You got one called The Gods of the Greeks and The Hero of the Greeks. And then he got a whole chapter on an entity called Echidna, which is the Great Mother, which the word kidneys come from. And she's a monster-like figure that's called Melusine or a mermaid. You see a Melusine and a mermaid, it's a figure that's got a mermaid tail. It's the same figure. Now follow me on this shit. It's the same figure if you get the movie The Faculty. Anybody saw the movie The Faculty?
Yeah.
Came out Christmas Day of 1999. And in the movie, the faculty, when the aliens took them over, they start drinking water. One guy was a drunk. They have things full of water. It's one of the most important movies you can see. And at the end, there was a little white girl that was from Atlanta, Georgia, who was this particular alien. She was the chief alien, and she jumped in the pool and came out this mermaid, octopus type figure. But it was all based on water. First of all, it took over the faculty. Well, black people are known as the faculty because we're the people that taught the earth humanity. Reading, writing, and knowledge, academics or whatever. So they were talking about black folks in the movie. Now the mystery here is, once this thing took over, once the alien thing took over, once the alien took over the faculty at the school, they had to drink water. That's all they drank was water. You hear me on this? Now, Echidna, when you see these pictures of Echidna, if you go to the Yoruba religion, they got an entity called Olokun. And And Olokun was supposed to rise up from the waters. Now, follow me on this. If you go and you see echidna, where the word kidneys come from, it's this octopus, aquatic, marine-like figure. But this is also inside of the kidneys. Now, I said if you drink a certain amount of water or something happened with some water, they already know that something can come alive in you. And we say that the number one role of the government is sleep deprivation, because sleep is for melanin. When you sleep, that's when the melanin rises up. Or if you really want to tap into some stuff, get up at 4 o'clock, and that's when you're most creative. So even if you got some problems, and you're trying to figure some shit out, and you need some kind of thing, get up at 4 o'clock and think about it. And you'll tap into it. It'll bring you all the shit you need. So sleep deprivation is one of the keys from the government. And what else? Dehydration. Alright? And if you look at one of the cells in melanin is H2O. And this book here, Kundalini Evolutionary Enlightenment. Evolution Enlightenment by John White, who edited the book. One of the few books on page 229 of the book. 297 of the book. Y'all all right? Mm-hmm. Yes. This is very important shit we're dealing with right now, because we're so advanced in this thing now, we can just go right into what's going down, and we don't have to guess no more. At least I don't. Yeah. But in this thing here, in one of the cells, one of the things, this is the melanin molecule on page 297 in this book. Now remember, this book here was written in 1979. A lot of the Kundalini books come out now, they don't talk about melanin. But this book is still in print. Kundalini Evolution Evolution and Enlightenment by Dr. John White. And in here they got the melanin molecule, and they talk about melatonin. They're talking about melatonin here. You know, this is 1979. And one of the things you see right here is H2O. Water. That's the mysteries to melanin. I've been talking about this shit for 6-7 years. Now, 6-7 years I've been talking about this water thing. Now, the key here is, I said there's something in the kidneys that they got to dehydrate you. And I said that when you go to the grocery store, on one side of the thing you'll see sodas. One side of the aisle is sodas, which dehydrates you. And the other side is potato chips. That's where they got it in Atlanta. And potato chips, popcorn, potato chips, pretzels, which is all the sodium and salt, dehydrates you. And I said it's all based on the kidneys. Now, follow me on this shit. I talked about this last summer. Last Christmas, I talked about when I came to Houston. And lo and behold, who would ever know they even fucked my own mama. They got my mother and fucked her up recently. My mother got in a car wreck in 2002. My brother bought something, he could get these Mercedes down there, because Atlanta, more black people drive Mercedes in Atlanta than any place in the country. So then you can get Mercedes down, he get a Mercedes for $3,000 and ship that shit to South Carolina. She riding around like she rich. My brother didn't know how to get these Mercedes, so she rolling around this Mercedes and mother, and she getting this car wreck, and ain't shit left but a fucking seat and her ass in it. Car gone. So they take her to the hospital. Here's a woman in her goddamn mid-60s, and they like trying to find out what's wrong with her ass. And they looking and going, we got an unbreakable right here. You see what I'm saying? Because, I mean, there ain't nothing was left but the car seat and her ass in it. So they said, we got an unbreakable right here. So they're trying to get a blood pressure down. They're doing all these tests. And so they got to release her. Now, something about black women, when they get down in their 60s, it's either Jesus Christ or that fucking doctor. One gonna become God. One gonna become God. So she's there, and also the car hit her, and all she's saying, so they get in her mind, well, there must be something wrong with me. I just got in a damn major car wreck, and ain't shit happened. So they probed around, they couldn't find nothing. So they convinced her to take the flu shot. before she got out. That was in 2002. A year later, and some months, in 2003, in December, her fucking kidney shut down. Alright, follow me on this shit here. Her kidney shut down. Now, you go to dialysis now, which used to be 1 or 2 people in 1970s, be 1 or 2 people with this rare kidney shit. You go to dialysis now, and it looked like goddamn halftime at the NBA playoffs. Ain't nothing but black people, about 1,000. Ships. Kidney shut down. You getting me? Ain't nothing but black people, about 1,000. So we're looking at this thing here. She take the flu shot, and she admits that first thing started happening, she started throwing up. And her kidney shut down. The kidneys start right back up when she gets to the hospital. They release her. She go home. She throwing up. She's allergic to her own damn house, and she grew up in the house. The house was built in the 1940s. Okay, she's allergic to her own house. Now they tell her that if you are lactose intolerant, don't take the flu shot. Well, whether you know it or not, all black people are lactose intolerant. Now, although some people can eat cheese and milk and shit like that, because I damn sure can. I hate milk, but I eat the fuck out some cheese. But, although, and you better save a piece of that chicken for when I get off too. Now, although we can eat these things, some people can't eat it all. Melanin people don't supposed to have milk or dairy products. So now, when they tell her that if you're allergic to milk, when you take the flu shot, now follow me on this, then that means that they have made a product that they done wrapped in some type of lactose base that's automatically anti-melanin. You get me? Now, this is the mystery. That means it's anti-black people. Now, the CDC comes down, and when these children started dying with the flu in December, and they said the flu was made up of what? 3 different strains of flu. Now, they take the flu and make it out of 3 different strains of flu. So this means when you take the flu shot, and they wrap the flu shot, it's supposed to go like this in vaccine. You take what the flu is and you make a vaccine out of that. And that acts just like the snake venom, and that acts as an antidote. Okay? That's the premise here. But now, if you're giving it to black people 3 strains of flu, 3 strains of flu that's wrapped in a lactose base, that means that you're getting 3 strains of flu that's not an antidote. So what this thing did, the first thing it did is that it went into the body and it killed all the enzymes in the body that would normally make her not allergic to bacteria in a fucking 50-year-old house or close to 60-year-old house. You see what I'm saying? So now, that's the first thing. This thing is anti-melanin. The second thing is her kidneys shut down, and she went back up, and then now her kidneys shut down. She went back up in there this year when the kidney shut down, and they convinced her to take another damn flu shot. I like this motherfucker here done. She done lost her damn mind. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, this my mama, but goddamn. It's about time some foot up your ass. Motherfucker gonna shut down your kidneys and they gonna do the shit again? Okay, so the spirit said, look, we can hook it up. Just get up to my brother, because I got a brother that don't eat nothing but grass and some type of nuts from another planet, but they don't eat nothing else. We don't even know what's in it. What kind of shit they eat is some kind of, I don't know, something. Siberian seaweed or something, but they don't eat that. So, but when when you get sick, he can nurse you back to health. Sure. Now, which was interesting here, he said, well, if you come up in December, we can nurse you back to health. She being contrary, you ain't gonna kill me with them vitamins. This motherfucker done fool. And she wait till, so the spirits told me, look, we're gonna keep her shit running. We're gonna keep her kidneys, because the man said her kidneys is running at 15%. Yeah. If they fall below 15%, she gotta go on dialysis. Right. So the shit is right at the level. So the spirits was up and they said, we're gonna keep her shit running till your brother get there, and your brother nursed her back to health, because I had another aunt that was almost dead on dialysis, and they almost had her peeing. You see what I'm saying and stuff. She had been on the damn dialysis for fucking 10 years. You see? So now, here it is. They were going, now, my mother's kidneys wasn't even, they were still functioning. Only thing she had to do was to go on the whole diet thing like he did, and it's basically no sugar, no salt.
No sugar, no salt.
That's the mystery. And a lot of water, and whatever they feed her, whatever little shit they got. And they was going to nurse her back to health, but she hard-headed, and then stayed till July, and then the spirits were like, we can't goddamn stick around this shit all day. And they left, and now her ass on dialysis. Now my brother can be able to get her off. I said, well, you know, you're hard-headed next time. Your ass will know now when you do some stuff. But the point about it here is, they shutting down the kidneys. You see what I'm saying? Now, they had 3 lineups. They had 2 eclipses in November and 1 5-pointed star in November, based on a configuration in the cosmos. Now, what is interesting here is there's a group, a guy named Minister Saladin in Detroit. They got this church where they go in Detroit. It's in Detroit. They go in and they have African drumming, they have African dance, and have all this to open up the church. And then after they have the musical ceremony, he goes to the pulpit and he preaches metaphysics and astrology. So he was saying, based on this particular lineup that they had, 2 eclipses, a solar eclipse and a lunar eclipse and a 5-pointed star, he said that the water was going to change, and when that goddamn water changed, shit going to start opening up in black folks. Now the mystery here is that he thought it was going to be, he said, a couple of weeks after these lineups. We know that this shit got something to do with this particular equinox we're getting ready to go into. This equinox on March the 21st, 2nd, 3rd on into damn June. Because it's the whole span of this thing. The fucking water is getting ready to change. You see what I'm saying? So, they got to come in and they shutting down kidneys with the flu shot, because the doggone alien is getting ready to rise up. See what I'm saying? Now, follow me on this. This is how this stuff go down. So now, the sister that done fucked me up and shit, got me howling at the moon and shit, flogging myself and shit. And this shit says, this is some serious shit with this sister here. I'm fucked up. All the way, my guts is fucked up with this shit here, man. I say, God damn it, she said, I'm turning your motherfucking ass out. I'm gonna turn my ass out. Turn a nigga out. I want to be turned the fuck out. That's how this shit going, so. Anyway, she channeled this entity called Babylon. They talk about it in the Montauk book, Pyramids of Montauk. Crawley talked about the missions of Babylon. And then she channeled this entity called Babylon, and the next day after this Babylon came through, they came through with the word Babylonia. But anytime we mention the word urine or piss, this motherfucking entity goes wild. And I said, well, what the fuck is going on why this entity loves piss or go wild? It's this goddess. They say because she's born in piss, and I said, oh, fuck. This the shit from the kidneys. This the energy from the goddamn kidneys. And in the book of the law it says, my name is Newt, the the great mother, but in the future I will have a secret name in which the Thelemites they calculated as Babylon. Because Crawley gave the Book of the Law in 1904, and then in 1909 or something, he was in the African desert, and another book was channeled called The Vision and the Voice. And in that book, this entity called Babylon came out. So anytime we mention piss, this motherfucker goes crazy. So what the fuck is up on this piss thing? But then we said, oh, I got it. Now it's coming through. I said last year I channeled there's going to be some type of entity or energy that would come out of the kidneys.
Wow.
Now this entity comes through Babylon, or Babylon, she said, my new, but it's got to come with a new name. It's Babylonia. You see what I'm saying? And in this particular energy and stuff like that, Babylonia is the new name. So now, still, so this energy of this entity is the same thing that came up out of the kidneys. Meanwhile, we got this black water in Florida. They got the black water in Chicago. They got the black water in Cleveland. And they get ready. Do they have some water off the coast of Texas?
Yeah.
They had a cruise ship go out recently. People came back sick.
Was it near Texas?
Yeah.
Well, it's ironic you said that because this entity with the black water is called Althea Leukeia. Althea Leukeia. That's the entity. We channel this entity of the black water. Althea Leukeia. And she said, I'm in the coast of Texas, that you knew about the black water off the coast of Texas.
Right.
She was in Chicago. They was in Cleveland. Now follow me on this shit. Remember, I went to Cleveland I think I might have talked about it. I went to Cleveland in October of 2002, and they said, we got the black waters here, this mysterious black water. I went back to Cleveland in October 2003, and they say it's ironic. They said that the day they was getting ready to go in and research it, a team of scientists, was the day that they had the blackout. Remember they had the blackout this summer? In New York and Detroit and all that shit?
Right.
And Detroit was the last one. They let them niggas shit stay off damn near 5 days almost. That was the last one. But where did they blame the water on? When they finally got the report, where did they blame the blackout? They blamed it on Cleveland. Remember that? Mm-hmm. Okay then. The day that they had, so that black water is the thing that did the blackout. So going right along, we talking to this entity, Althea Leukeia. And I said, so you're going to go all around the world? She said, yeah, this black water's appearing. I said, where's the next place where this shit is appearing? She said, off the coast of Texas. Now you understand about this ritual that went down in Houston and all this kind of shit? Everything is everything.
Go ahead, Bob.
Then there's a cruise ship that go out, you tell me.
2 3 weeks ago.
And the people come back sick. See what I'm saying? Get the movie Ghost Ship. You see what I'm saying? Remember all the cruise liners was going out last summer, and even when this summer they was coming back sick? Those are entities. Those are entities from the Middle Passage. You see what I'm saying? But now meanwhile, the kidneys are changing. The water. So the water that you drink and stuff like that gonna have another effect. And you get ready to go to super beings. You see what I'm saying? What's that, brother?
Yeah. There's some people here in Houston that are drinking their urine and they being rejuvenated.
That's urine therapy now is the key. It's interesting you said that because there was, they always talk about urine therapy. And I told you about a brother had a hole in his hand and the doctors couldn't fix that shit or nothing. Couldn't fix it or nothing. And he said, man, he was desperate, and he went and it's the urine that you get when you first wake up in the morning. And he put that's because it's got all that melanin and shit in it. And he put that urine on his hand, and his hand healed up in a day, he said, down there. See what I'm saying? So urine therapy, and urine therapy is different now than it is before because the cells in your bodies are mutating to another level, and the urine is the actual elixir. So if you got some shit that's fucked up on you, but this is the mystery. How many of you got a mate, a girlfriend, a boyfriend, or whatever? Okay. You got some stuff that's messed up on you, you get your woman to pee on your shit. It's vice versa. Or you get the mate to pee on it and stuff. Now you can still do it with your own urine, but this is very key on how this shit goes down. So urine therapy is very key. Now we know something's going on because they're shutting down the kidneys. They shut it down. And my mama said, she said they did her one better. They said, oh no, this the unbreakable bitch. So she said, damn, doctor came up in there and just administered something to her and shut down her kidneys anyway. They shutting down the kidneys in these damn hospitals. And the shit look like a football team when you go up in the dialysis. And it's mostly black people.
Okay. Yeah.
And don't let nobody fool you. White people got fucked up diets too. Because if you talk about rich white people who can afford something, what about all them old redneck hillbillies fucking their sisters? Them motherfuckers eat, how you think we got to eat fucked up around here? Following them crackers. But yet they ain't coming down with the dialysis thing. You see what I'm saying? So this is what's going down here and all because they know that this is the thing. Now let me show you another thing that's going on. Another sister named, came to see me. They used to live in Oakland, named Jen Dyer. She used to live in Oakland. Remember now, they killed this woman, Mona Harris.
Right.
She was doing a lot of research on water. They confiscated her water a couple of months, and then they killed this woman. This woman died in like November, December of 2002. And she was doing a lot of research on water. And if you go, and she got some tapes out, Mona Harris, but if you go to, you go on the internet, there's a lot of stuff on the internet on water therapy.
Yep.
Water is very key. A lot of guys, Dan Winters did a lot of stuff on water. Water therapy is very key on this type of thing here and all. You see, and the sister brought me a whole packet of a guy who was in prison over in Iran, and all this stuff came to him about water. And this guy here is an Arab, and he said, but the key to water, he said, the most powerful thing on the water, he said, black people, when they drink water, they shit it's on a whole nother level. So the water thing is very key, but this water is getting ready to change and stuff. Remember in the movie X-Files? Not X-Files, it was the show X-Files. It rained the whole show, and at the end of the show, the water came alive and started killing people. Now, so the water, all that's very key. Now this is another thing. So this sister, Jen Dyer comes, she is a colon therapist. So one of the keys now is get your colonic. A colonic is real key. Because when I done had about 4 or 5. But when I first got the first one, I was going to Vegas. Went to Vegas and went to the Luxor Hotel to do this ritual and stuff like that. And so, stayed up in the Luxor, did this ritual, got the colonic before we flew out to Vegas. Then we went to Hollywood, and when we got in Hollywood, it was about 75 or 78 degrees. In Hollywood, it's doing Christmas, but it was in Hollywood about 78 degrees. And I started sweating and couldn't stop sweating. But what had happened was that I opened up a certain amount of cells that was dormant since I was a child by getting that colonic. You see what I'm saying? Getting that colonic. Because what it was is, it ain't got, a lot of times it's not even the meat or whatever, even if you're vegetarian, there'll be a lot of mucus up in there. Old mucus, you know, mucus and gas get up in there, and it can be up in there for years. You can have mucus down to 10, 15 years old. So there was a lot of mucus that's up in there and stuff. And so when I opened this thing up, these cells, then this stuff started, then I started sweating and started purifying. Now the key here is, this sister who was a colon therapist, she get all these people come to her, all these people come to her, and she usually mostly work on black people. And she was saying that because she lives in Denver now, she said, but between Oakland and Denver, she met something like 40-something black people, and all of them had their gallbladder removed. And she said, why your gallbladder removed? She said, the doctor said, I don't need it. Now you know, how the cracker gonna say there's something in your goddamn body? You got an organ, and the cracker say you don't need it. You know what I'm saying? I called up Kimberly who went to nursing. She was a French professor. Then she went to nursing school. And now she's in the psychiatric department of Morehouse Medical School. I called her up. She's psychic, too. And I said, damn, this sister just told me that she know about 40-something black people with the gallbladder removed. And she said, that's interesting. She said, because you learn in the nursing program and in medical thing that the gallbladder is connected. The gallbladder is connected to the pineal and pituitary gland. So they're taking out black people's gallbladders to cut you off before you can even get to the high levels. You see, gallbladder, you have gallstones. The stones are produced. Well, in alchemy, they talk about the production of the philosopher's stone, which is melanin. So if it's producing a stone down here, then that means that's some type of pituitary pineal type of bladder. You see, it's got some kind of function like the pineal gland, and it's directly connected to the pineal gland. It's almost like the prostate gland. It's connected to the pineal gland and pituitary gland. And that's why brief underwear is a no-no for black people. And stuff like that, no. Brief underwear is a no-no. And stuff like that. And that's what the prostate cancer and all this stuff is coming down with. But anyway, they're taking out these black people gallbladders. Stopping the production of the shit coming from the pineal, going to the pineal gland. You see. Now, it's interesting here, because there was some, this is interesting here, because see now, how many of y'all know Dr. Sabi? Dr. Sabi for years. Dr. Sabi is a black herbologist living in Honduras, and your girl Lisa Lopez went down there. She was getting ready to introduce him to introduce his stuff to all these movie stars and stuff, and all these people in the music industry, and she ended up getting killed down there in Honduras, fucking with Sabi. Okay, so Michael Jackson, all of a sudden, because he ripped off all his melanin from his melanocytes from the skin, he's sick. Because what's happening here is that by him not having the melanin production of the skin now, it's done had an effect on his body. So Jermaine and all them was very concerned. It was like, you ain't going to be able to survive this trial. Because when this trial comes through, the whole white world is going to put their aim on one black man in this damn world, Michael Jackson. You best believe they're going to tear this nigga a new asshole. So Jermaine and them was like, yo, you ain't going to survive this trial with your condition, because he's sick. So Marlon knew Dr. Sabi and had worked with Dr. Sabi, and now Dr. Sabi done moved in with Michael Jackson. And what he's trying to do is trying to reactivate his melanin, the inner melanin, by putting him on a raw diet and all this kind of thing. So he done moved in with Michael Jackson. He's working with Michael Jackson. You see what I'm saying? Like that. And I heard this nigga getting down there $1 million or something. I don't, working with this thing here and all. So Michael Jackson is getting kind of smart. They got the nation. They got all this kind of stuff that's going. You know what I'm saying? And I used to talk shit about Michael Jackson. With his white skin and all that kind of shit. But as soon as white folks made him their enemy, I said, okay, you're all right with me, even with your white skin. Any motherfucker, when they done made you their enemy, then you all right. You see what I'm saying? You see, and they still can't stand the fact that he got both the Beatles, songbook rights, and half of Elvis' shit that he got with the daughter when he married the daughter. So this is what this thing is about. And it's also crucifying him. But the key here is stuff, so it's a lot of stuff going on. So he's sick because he done fucked up his melanin. So Sabi gotta go in there and put him and do this whole diet thing to get reactivate his melanin. To reactivate his melanin. Now the sister who's a colon therapist said something else. She said that they noticed this age-old thing of sickle cell. She noticed that when the Africans come over here, and they be over here a couple of months or a couple of years, and their diet change, they come down with goddamn sickle cell. They come down with sickle cell. Now follow me on this. Now here it is, we knew that was some type of attribute, because we know it gets rid of malaria, and it cured AIDS. Sickle cell would fuck up AIDS and stuff. That's why they put it in the whole vampire movie with Blade, and the sickle cell cured them from vampire. And now follow me on this, where I'm going with this. Y'all all right?
Yes.
Is this interesting?
Yeah, come on.
All right now. She said that now the Africans come over, and soon as they get on their diet change to the Western diet, they come down with sickle cell. So the first thing she did was, if they got some black chemists and stuff, and she found out about it, they got this cure for sickle cell, where they took a bunch of African fruits, African yams and a bunch of African fruits, and made it into a doggone dietary compound, and they give it to the sickle cell patients, and they come down, their shit go back normal. So they tell the doctors about it. One doctor, they told us, this stuff here cures black people from sickle cell, or it makes the sickle cell, it's not a cure, it makes the sickle cell go dormant. Because we'll explain what sickle cell is in a minute. And it's all based on the diet. So the doctor said, okay, that's fine, let's order a whole bunch of this shit. So they ordered a whole bunch of this for the hospital. One doctor, they don't know what time it is. They go out to get this stuff. They go out to get this stuff. The hospital say, deny it. So they go, you know, they ship this stuff to the hospital. And so this is the doctor. But see, the doctor is different than the hospital. The hospital comes in and stops it at the door. So she said, well, look, they got a sickle cell society in every major city. So she calls the sickle cell society and told them about this cure. Now, it's supposed to be a sickle cell society that is supposed to be for the curing of sickle cell, or the research on curing sickle cell. And so she calls them about this 100% cure based on diet, which just has African fruits and stuff in it, and herbs. And the sickle cell societies deny this shit. They don't want nothing to do with it. I said, well, first of all, they got a CDC in Atlanta. Why would they need a CDC in every city? And what is a sickle cell society being in every city where there's black people, when they don't only need one for research? Why are they in every city, not unless they're tracking black people's blood? See what I'm saying? That's the first thing. So that means that the sickle cell societies are not a society in the cities to help black people cure sickle cell. It's there to track the blood on the ones who have sickle cell, because this is what sickle cell is. Because what happens is that Africans came over and the diet found out what this shit was about. And that is this. The sickle cell is an attack force in the blood system. It's a melanin attack force of sickles. It's some type of Osiris cell. And when there's something that is going wrong in the body based on the diet, it attacks something that is alien and abnormal. You see what I'm saying? So they know that this is a higher strain of melanin. Remember in the movie Star Wars, The Phantom Menace, they talked about what is the force, and they said the force was midichlorians, which is microscopic organisms. See, everything we're dealing with now is on a molecular, cellular level, including the water, including the kidneys and all of this stuff. It's all going down with inside of us. It's like the movie Osmosis Jones. Anybody saw the cartoon?
Right.
Osmosis Jones?
Right.
And the whole drama went on inside of Bill Murray's body.
Right.
That's what's going down. This war is being fought because you know the apocalypse, they come from Persia, and the apocalypse is actually an alchemical text, and it's talking about some shit that's going on in the human body.
Right.
Ain't got nothing to do with what's going on out here. That's why the damn Christians has been fucked up for years. The signs, the locusts ain't came yet. You know what I'm saying? We like, fuck some locusts, man. We done been living with roaches all these goddamn years. A fucking locust. A roach so small you can't even catch them motherfuckers. You can catch a big ass locust. But the mystery here is this microscopic organism, the sickle cell, destroys things and stuff. So the sickle cell society is there to track those ones that got that type of sickle cell in the blood. You see, so it's just interesting how these things going on with this same stuff that's going on with this this whole thing that's going on with the body, the kidneys, and all this is going on from the inner aspect of us. That's why this stuff that I took was this thing I used to take. I used to get the pineal gland and vision and all kind of thing was 3 minerals. You know, 2 amino acids and 1 mineral. L-lysine, amino acid, phenylalanine, amino acid, and selenium, selenium, which is a mineral. So it was L-lysine, phenylalanine, and selenium. And I forgot the phenylalanine. I lost the formula and just was taking the L-lysine and selenium, and it wasn't doing it. But it was 3 of them. But also I would take a hit of niacin and clean out the blood, because that's a blood purifier.
Right.
So you got to get back on some niacin. You know, it burns.
Right.
So you need to get you some niacin for blood purifier, because now you need to clean the blood out. And it's all on how you eliminate. You shit. Everything is based on how you shit. So you want to get some niacin to clean the blood out. So and then you want to get this thing here. It's a compound of 2 amino acids and the mineral, and that will boost the melanin. Phenylalanine, L-lysine, and selenium. Now, if you so happen to come down with a cold, or come down with something, I don't know, sometimes you get ready to come down with some shit, a virus, a cold, or whatever, and you know you're coming down with it, the body always tell you. Usually it'll wake you up in the night, about 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock, you'll wake up, you go, goddamn, I'm coming down with something. Or in the evening or whatever, whenever you're coming down with something, that's when you got to go into attack.
Right.
Now this is the mystery on this, how you go into attack. This is sure ass whipper. You want to get you some C1000. C1000, vitamin C1000. You want to get you some echinacea and gold seal combination.
Right.
And you want to get you a tall glass of cranberry juice. Now what you want to do is this. You take 4 C1000s and 4 echinacea gold seals, and you drink them down with a tall glass, or maybe 2 tall glasses of cranberry juice. And in 45 minutes, your motherfucking ass is cleaning out. So that jumps, because you know, colon cleanser and all that shit, it takes a while for that to happen. But you got to clean out before it takes the effect. And this is the fastest way you're going to do it. In 45 minutes, your ass is on the damn toilet. And you will shit to many moon. But that's the key. That's how you do it. After that 3rd or 4th shit, you can actually feel what is in you go out your body. Guaranteed. You know. But that's how you want to do this stuff here, to really clean out. So if you really want to clean out, now that's the fast way to clean out. You want to clean, you can take the colon cleanser and all that, you know, colon cleanser and all that stop working after a while. You see what I'm saying? The only thing that you get is some shit called NutriCleanse. NutriCleanse by New Spirit Natural. That's the stuff you want. You can order it, NutriCleanse. Go on the internet and try to find it, because what happens is colon cleanse, this is what the colonic people use. Colon cleanse stop working after a while, because the body becomes dependent on it and you need it. And then what happened is you just needed to just take a regular shit. So you want to get you some NutriCleanse. What this stuff does is not like a colon cleanse. What it does is it just goes in the colon and it coats the colon. And so when you go, you just have this long piece in the toilet, like a snake. That's, so that neutral cleanser is very good. But now, if you want, that's just for the regular stuff. But if you want to clean out in 45 minutes, this is the shit that you want to do. This stuff here works like it's nothing. And that is the 4 C1000s, 4 vitamin, 4 echinacea gold seal combination, and 2 tall glasses of cranberry juice, and your ass will be shitting up. You know, I shit so much with that stuff, I be like, about the 9th time, I be like, yo, my asshole ain't gonna take another shit, it's gonna fall out of the toilet. And I have to tell the spirit now, you can't let me shit again, because my asshole is gonna fall out in the damn toilet. You see? Now this is, but that's how you wanna clean out. That's how you wanna clean out. That's the real shit if you come down with anything. Even if you got the flu. One sister, she heard the tape, she called the brother up and had him to do that thing, then he had the flu, and he still shit the shit out. You see what I'm saying? Now this is the mystery also too. They dropped the chemtrails, but the chemtrails are effective for one thing that make all the chemtrails kick in on your ass, is this. When I was coming down with something during Christmas, and I did my echinacea stuff, and I would knock it out every day. But usually when you kill it, that's it. Each morning, I had to kill the shit three days in a row, and I'm like, what the hell? I never caught it, but I would have to get up and kill it. I said, no, this once it washed it out, that was it. And I said, what the fuck is going on? And I didn't realize. I eventually killed it, but I didn't realize what was going down. I used to brush my teeth with hydrogen peroxide. So sister came by the house one damn day and spent the night and shit, you know, and all. So she left her fucking toothpaste. So I ran out of hydrogen peroxide and I was getting the toothpaste. And getting the toothpaste, and what happened was, I couldn't kill this cold. It took 3 times to do it. So I ran out of hydrogen peroxide a month later, brushed this toothpaste, and my throat started coming down. So and I'm like, what the fuck going on? And I looked and I said, oh shit. It was a Colgate, but it was fluoride. And I said, I thought it was a non-fluoride toothpaste, but it was fluoride toothpaste. And that's the mystery to this shit. The chemtrails and everything that you deal with is based on if you get the fluoride in your body, the chemtrails and all that shit is 100% effective. You go outside, you come down and you sick. So you got to get off the damn floor, because you know that's the stuff also that shuts down the pineal gland. You see what I'm saying? That's the stuff that shuts down the pineal gland. But that's very key on how that whole thing, that whole thing is going down on that. Now,
what about like the doctor say his water? He has, has natural fluoride in that water.
In which water?
The Trinity water that has that.
Oh well, you talking about sink water? I mean what? Well, they put sink water with fluoride, and that shit you don't supposed to drink that at all. But you mean Dr. Sadie said what?
He has a Trinity water that has percentage of fluoride in it, a 0.3.
It comes from 2.2 miles down, it comes from a natural.
And so he said it's natural and it's supposed to be good for you?
He didn't address the fluoride that time he came down here. He didn't address the fluoride in the water. When you go to the website, it tells you don't drink more than 1 liter of Trinity a day. Their own website says that.
Well, you got to realize now, that stuff, that a lot of that stuff, you see, it's interesting here, because the sister that I'm with now, she used to no saving. She went down to Honduras, and she said that the herbs that they got down there, the shit cures people. So he has to make an equivalent of that when he comes here, and that's a white company with that shit. So a lot of that stuff there is white company with all that, some of the stuff that he get these products here and stuff, and I just couldn't fuck with it. You see what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't mess with it. I'm just saying, because I do know that this shit fucked me up with this fluoride, and I do know it got a lot to do with the chemtrail. It's very key on what's going on. Now, this is the new shit that's going on now. The Homeland Security is here. And the key here is there's a boy, and this just happened Monday. A little boy, a 17-year-old boy in Texas was shooting a gun up in the air, and cops arrested him, and he ended up charging him as a terrorist act, and they gave this 17-year-old boy 10 to 25 years. They pre-bargained it down to 8 to 16 years, but he's a 17-year-old high school boy. So letting you know this, everything is up under this terrorist act. Very key that you understand that at this particular time. Now here's the new one, and the churches and everybody's in on this one, and this is the mystery, and this is something, we got to give you a lot of stuff that you got to warn yourself about. Now, this is the one. If you are conscious, and you are conscious, you can never ever, number one, you don't need to be going to the doctor. You don't need to be taking no kind of test or no kind of research or anything. But you can never ever take the AIDS test if you are conscious. Now, funny thing happened, one sister in August, they called the sister up on the phone. They told the sister, this is what they're going to do. You get a phone call. Call the sister up on the phone and say, look, somebody that you know is tested positive with AIDS. This bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Don't tell me shit. Magic Johnson ass fat as a motherfucker. Head look like he swallowed a goddamn basketball. You know what I'm saying? Don't tell me nothing about no AIDS shit. And yet, they're making millions of dollars off black people with all this AIDS medicine. Now follow me on this. They're going to come to you and they're going to tell you that somebody that you know has tested positive for AIDS, and yes, they cannot force you to take an AIDS test, but they would like for you to go take an AIDS test, and they can't divulge who it is. It's all some bullshit. It's all a hoax. They're just gonna call you up random. You know what I'm saying? You might have fucked somebody in fucking 1972. They're just gonna call your ass up random and scare the shit out of you. So first of all, it's a mind game. Somebody you know is tested positive for AIDS, and we can't divulge who it is, but we advise you to take the AIDS test. Now, once you take that AIDS test, by law, you are now under the United States quarantine program, and they can track you. They can track you. Now, and they can force you to take the drugs that kill you. You don't die from AIDS, you die from AZT or whatever medication they got you on. See, the mystery here is there was the AIDS from the 1980s that was killing homosexuals and killing random people. They since been coming to America and stopped that program. What's killing black people now and killing people now is, see, if they had a real sexually transmitted disease, everybody in this damn country would be dead by now. So they already knew, they only dropped it, and most of the people died at the first time was isolated groups. Mainly the doggone homosexual community at first, and a few people from the black community, or whatever the deal is when they did it and stuff like this. But then, somewhere in the mid-1990s, they stopped AIDS in this country. Now, understand what's going on here. Then they say, now, we can fool these people when they take the AIDS test. You see what I'm saying? And then we can start administering drugs to kill them off. See how it goes? So now, if you're conscious and you go take the AIDS test, then automatically you're going to come down HIV positive. Then once you take the AIDS test by law, they can force you to take the AZT to kill you. And if you have sex with anybody, that's a terrorist act. See what's going on here? That's a terrorist act. So these are some things that you got to find out about on how this particular stuff is going on here. You know. Meanwhile, in Africa, they're just basically killing them off, calling it AIDS, and using their bodies for growth hormones. That's a form of melanin. You see what I'm saying? For growth hormones, as well as Viagra and the new one. Growth hormones, and they got all this stuff in. They got all this stuff, growth hormones and all this stuff in. You know, growth hormones used to be, growth hormone is nothing but a form of melanin produced by the pituitary gland. Now, it used to be, in 1998, $800 a vial. And these rich white folks was taking this shit and seeing colors and all kind of things. And hearing sounds. Now, they selling it on Art Bell's show for damn near $30, $40, maybe $30, $40. So that means they got enough of this shit that they're getting, this growth hormones and stuff, that they're getting from Africa. So all those people that's died in Africa, in the wars and dying from AIDS, they ain't dying from AIDS. They're killing them, and they're using their bodies for all types of melanin research and all types of melanin drugs and all types of stuff in the health food stores and all this stuff here. And they're getting it from the brothers and sisters from the continent. You see what I'm saying? Straight up, this is how this thing is going down. This is how this thing is going down. So so that's just another thing on how the different aspects. Now, watch the internet and what you say on the internet. You see what I'm saying? Because that's where the terrorism shit gonna come. The terrorist bill now has everything that you want to name. I'm considered a terrorist now. Because anything you say against white folks, anything you say about race, the word fuck is a terrorist threat. Talking about origins is a terrorist threat. You see what I'm saying? Anything they got on the terrorist act, just about everything that you can think of is a terrorist threat. You see what I'm saying? And one of the keys is the whole internet thing. That's where they're searching this shit from. You see what I'm saying? We got to have a site up to SiriusTimes, and the other week, she's got somebody logged on the internet that's spying on her 24/7. She get up 4 o'clock in the morning and somebody's online reading everything in the site. See what I'm saying? So you got to watch what's going down with the way things are going down. You see what I'm saying? On that particular level. Y'all all right? All right, let's see here, because this is what I want to get into. What I want to get into. First of all, also the black and red, which, what's the name? That's also one of Erzuli's. That's one of Erzuli's color, black and red. Legba color is black and red also too. And that's what they was doing in this movie, A Man Apart. Get that movie, A Man Apart, with what's my man's name? Vin Diesel and Lorenz Tate. Now, in the Cuban Palo, Legba is called Lucero. And the drug dealer that they was battling against in the movie was called Lucero. And Lucero is the trickster, and ended up tricking him, killed Vin Diesel's wife, and ended up tricking him, for letting him out of jail and stuff. And he had on red all the time and had candles black and red. So that's the whole Lucero thing. But which is Legba. But also Erzuli is also the black and red. That's that whole ritual thing also went down. That also went down. Which leads us to the whole Iraqi thing. You see, because they ain't gonna never be able to come back from Iraq. You see, because number one, they have a strange disease over there that the soldiers have, and they ain't gonna. And I got it on some paper here and all. And I was talking about this stuff. They're not gonna never be able to come back from Iraq and stuff like that. They talking about it a couple of years from now. These people over there and all, and pretty much they just got all these soldiers over there, and motherfuckers forgot about it. And stuff like that. You see. And they walked up on one grave, it was a mass grave, and it was just thousands of soldiers. American soldiers in the grave, and a reporter was taking these pictures, and he ended up getting killed. You see, so a lot of stuff, so that's all a part of some stuff. Now, and it's interesting because that's the same land that they talk about the devil worshippers, the Yazidi tribe, which is supposed to be this whole thing of Awas, which is the angel Awas, which is also a form of Horus. It's supposed to be the peacock god Melektos and Awas, which in Awas is the entity that gave the book of law 100 years ago. So what we're talking about here is there's something very crucial that comes out of that particular area, as well as the goddess Ishtar, which is also the form of Isis, and she's this sexual aspect and the patron goddess of sacred prostitution, which is very spiritual if you understand the particular concept. Because the sister is the most horny and has the most promiscuity, is one to have a high melatonin production. That's why they used to worship the one who was the most promiscuous in the society. But also the patron goddess of that is also Ishtar. And all that's coming from so-called Babylon, which is Persia. And then in 1940-something, or 1925, it was named Iraq. All of this stuff is going down here and all. And so, remember now, it'll be a year ago that they declared war on Iraq during the spring equinox. During the spring equinox. Then they came down with this mysterious disease called SARS. But the word SARS, in the Egyptian budget, the Egyptian heaven and hell, book of Egyptian heaven and hell, the word SARS is another word for Osiris. Of the Osirises. Then they came and said that they found cases of SARS in Canada, this mysterious thing, and then they found a case in Atlanta, and then the CDC came out and said this. Now this is another mission. Now follow me on this. The word SARS means Osiris. Whatever this thing is, this SARS has got something to do with, again, some microscopic organism inside of us. It's got something to do with the rising of Osiris. Now, when they came out with the CDC in October and told the people to get the flu shots, they came out a week later and told the people to get the SARS shots. What the fuck? Nobody got no damn SARS. And they was talking about the SARS shot for a week in Atlanta, then they shut it down. So, then they talked about the flu shot. Then they was talking about the SARS shot and the flu shot. So whatever this flu shot was, it had something to do with shutting down black people's energy. You see. Now, they say that they was able to